You know how some cars just become part of our everyday life without us even realizing it? Like, they're always on the road, always around us, always in the conversation. The Toyota RAV4 is exactly that kind of SUV. It's one of those models that carved out a permanent spot in the automotive world, reliable, safe, long-lasting, and honestly kind of iconic at this point. And now, Toyota is preparing to introduce the 2026 Toyota RAV4, and trust me, this one feels special. It feels like Toyota didn't just tweak the design or add a couple of new features. They went for a real, noticeable evolution. As soon as you look at it, the first thing you notice is how sharp it looks. The whole design has been streamlined in a way that feels modern but still very RAV4. The front end feels more sculpted. The headlights are slimmer and look more confident. And the grille has this clean but strong personality. It's not overly aggressive, not too plain, just balanced. The stance looks wider and more planted too, giving it this ready-for-anything vibe. It almost feels like Toyota took the best design elements from their adventure-focused trims and mixed them perfectly with the polished, daily driver look that city drivers love. You can instantly tell this is a new generation RAV4 even from far away. And let's talk about the colors for a second. Toyota is stepping a bit out of their comfort zone by offering some new earthy tones that actually look premium. Imagine a deep forest green, a stony gray blue, or a warm copper shade that reflects beautifully under sunlight. These are the kinds of colors that make the car stand out without being flashy. The whole design feels intentional, like someone actually sat down and said, "Let's make this SUV look good in all environments. City streets, mountains, beaches, wherever." But the real excitement starts the moment you drive it. The biggest upgrade is clearly the hybrid powertrain. Toyota has always been the leader in hybrid technology, but the system in the 2026 RAV4 feels smoother, quicker, and more refined. You get that instant torque from the electric motor, so every push of the accelerator feels responsive. There's this satisfying surge that makes daily driving feel effortless. And if you've ever driven older RAV4 hybrids, like the 2020 or 2022 models, you're going to instantly feel the difference. Those models were good, reliable, efficient. But this new one is just more confident. Toyota seems to have figured out how to make the engine and electric motor work together in a way that feels natural. And of course, if you're not into hybrids, Toyota still offers the regular petrol version. It's just that now, the hybrid truly feels like the star of the show. Not just because of fuel savings, but because the driving experience itself is better with it. It's quieter, smoother, and more energetic. And as fuel prices keep going up, having an ultra-efficient hybrid in 2026 is definitely a huge win. Now, one area where Toyota really surprised people is off-road capability. For years, the RAV4 has been seen as more of a city-friendly SUV that can handle light adventures. But the 2026 version? Yeah, this one actually wants to get muddy. Toyota has doubled down on the adventure and TRD off-road trims, making them more legit for real-world off-road trips. You get better ground clearance, improved traction control, and multiple terrain modes that genuinely make a difference. Whether you're driving through gravel, sand, snow, or a messy trail after rain, the new RAV4 feels stable and confident. Now, to be clear, this is not a hardcore rock climber like a Wrangler or a 4Runner. But that's the beauty of it. Toyota kept it practical. It's capable enough for road trips, camping weekends, and seasonal weather challenges, without becoming uncomfortable or overbuilt for daily city use. Compared to older generations, especially before 2019, the off-road capability of this new model is on another level. It's stronger, more secure, and yet still smooth on regular roads. The interior, though, this is where the biggest glow-up really happened. The second you sit inside, you feel like Toyota has finally brought the RAV4 into the modern era. The cabin looks more premium, more cohesive, and more comfortable. They've added larger displays, both for the instrument cluster and the central infotainment system. The materials feel softer, the stitching looks more refined, and the whole layout seems more driver-friendly. The best part? Toyota didn't fall into the trap of replacing every button with a touchscreen. They kept real buttons and knobs for key controls. Temperature, volume, fan speed, everything essential is still accessible without diving into 3 menus on a screen. It's such a relief. So many car brands are removing physical buttons entirely, and drivers absolutely hate it. Toyota played this one smart. The seats are more supportive too. Whether you're sitting in traffic for an hour or cruising on a long highway stretch, the seats hold you comfortably without feeling stiff or too soft. The cabin space feels slightly more open as well thanks to improved design and layout. And they've noticeably improved insulation. One of the biggest complaints about older RAV4 models, especially 2019 through 2023, was road noise. The new version is significantly quieter. Less wind noise, less road rumble, and a more peaceful atmosphere overall. And then you have the tech. Toyota's updated infotainment system finally feels modern and responsive. You get wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, improved voice commands, faster load times, and better navigation. There's a 360-degree camera option with a clearer display, plus enhanced driver assistance features like adaptive cruise control, lane assist, blind spot monitoring, and improved collision prevention. Nothing feels gimmicky. It's all functional and designed to make driving easier and safer. Now let's talk pricing because that's something everyone wants to know. Toyota is expected to increase the price slightly compared to the previous model, but the jump isn't crazy. When you consider the upgrades in design, technology, efficiency, comfort, and performance, the value actually looks better than before. The RAV4 has always been an SUV that sits in the sweet spot. Affordable enough for families, premium enough for professionals, and reliable enough for long-term owners. Toyota clearly understands that positioning, and they didn't ruin it. They kept things approachable. And when you think about savings, the hybrid model especially gives you excellent long-term value. Better fuel economy, fewer trips to the pump, and hybrid components that are known to last a long, long time. Toyota hybrids are practically legendary for their durability. When you compare the 2026 RAV4 to older models, especially anything before 2020, the difference is massive. Older versions had charm, no doubt, reliability was always there, but they lacked a modern spark. The 2026 model feels like Toyota finally elevated the RAV4 into something that not only makes sense, but is also exciting. It's more refined in every department, more stylish, more comfortable, more advanced, more capable, and yet, it keeps the RAV4's core strengths intact: durability, practicality, and long-term value. What really stands out is that Toyota didn't try to turn the RAV4 into something it isn't. They didn't go extreme with the redesign. They didn't force electric-only options. And they didn't strip away the practicality that made people love this SUV for so many years. Instead, they improved everything that mattered. The kind of upgrades that make sense for real people in the real world. Families, students, commuters, travelers, adventurers, everyone. The 2026 Toyota RAV4 feels like one of those milestone models that people will look back on and say, that was the year Toyota got everything right. It blends familiarity with freshness in a way that's honestly not easy to do. It has personality now, presence. And I think a lot of people who've been waiting to upgrade their older RAV4S are going to find this new model very tempting. Whether you're into fuel efficiency, comfort, tech features, or weekend adventures, this new RAV4 is shaping up to become one of the most well-rounded SUVs of its time. Toyota didn't rush anything. They didn't experiment blindly. They didn't add features just to look trendy. They built something that fits the lifestyle of millions of drivers worldwide. And that is exactly why the RAV4 continues to dominate its segment. The 2026 model carries that legacy forward beautifully. I can already imagine seeing it everywhere, on highways, in driveways, on camping sites, in parking lots, and in all those places where the RAV4 naturally belongs. And honestly, I can't wait to see it on the road. It feels like the perfect evolution of a car we already love, and this time with even more to appreciate.